Well, welcome everyone. We are excited to have you at our very first team call as we're developing our team throughout the country and throughout the world with LEV AI. And this training calls, we're going to cover a few things. One, and why we see this as the next big thing, the vision that we have and the company has for this company. And have over 30,000 people have joined in the pre-launch in just 4 weeks. So when we always talk about timing in this industry, the timing is right. And I'm going to be turning it over to Scott Kufus. Scott has an extensive background and expertise in this industry. I believe it's over 45 years, a little longer than me. So he's been at it. We have worked together in a couple of companies previously, but he has an extensive background in developing, presenting. Actually owned a support company that he interviewed some of the top leaders from Rich DeVos to Jay Van Andel to the legends of this industry. So he has a very unique insight to this industry and why he believes this is going to be a powerful force, this AI movement and this revolution that's happening. So Scott, I'm going to turn it over to you. And before we get started, if you do this, we're going to have a question and answer session. So I know so many of you are brand new and new to this. Just feel free to put in your questions in the chat and we'll try to answer them the best we can when we get to that section. So Scott, my friend, I'm turning it over to you.
That sounds great. Well, good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you happen to be on the planet. Whether you watch this or the recording, we're super glad you're here. And over the next, I don't know, probably 30 minutes or so, we're going to cover a lot of ground. So I'm going to share with you for sure insights to why LEV AI, why now. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the world market and what's happening locally for you, nationally for you, why we need to take action, how big that net is. It's pretty extraordinary. I'm super excited. We're going to go into comp plan detail. So I'm going to talk about the compensation plan. We're here to make money, right? You're on the line because you're interested in making money. And I'm going to walk through, I believe is the best strategy and the pressure points, the right places to build, what to pay attention to, short and long term. So I'll go through that. And then just sort of some action steps. So we'll go over all of it. And I think you'll have a lot of fun with that. First off, I've been in the industry 44 years. So I have been around a long time, since 1981. I started in high school, actually. And along that path, I did a lot of things. So whether it was I was an affiliate or distributor, if you will, sales trainer, seminar leader. I mean, I was a supplier to the industry. I produced about 50 corporate videotapes for many of the largest companies on the world. I traveled all across the country meeting the top leaders, probably done a few thousand interviews on film. Definitely the top earners in the world. I've met many, many of them for a long, long time around this planet. I've traveled as a distributor, worked in all 50 states and 25 countries, co-author. So I've seen a lot in 44 years. And so this afternoon, I want to share with you sort of my point of view based on that lens, right? So I've seen a variety of different tools. I've seen different sort of business models, whether it was the early days, long before the internet, long before CDs, literally before people were handing out VCRs, just everything. I've been around a long, long time, since the very beginning, when you had to go to meetings and you either had to follow up with a cassette tape in literally the early 80s. That's the way the business was. And so you smiled and dialed. There was no phone machines. Nobody had cell phones. I mean, really in the hard olden days. And it's so fun. The reason I'm bringing that to your attention now is to be involved in the industry 44 years is a joy. It's been super fun for me. I'm just as fired up today, if not more fired up than I was way back when I was 17 years old. And part of the reason is because it's easier to reach people today than ever before. A long, long time ago, you'd have to make a list of people and make phone calls and hope you get them, because there was no message machine. You'd have to call back many, many times, invite many people. They'd have to drive to a local hotel meeting and pay for parking and some sort of dessert afterwards or something. It was just a lot of work to find one or two people to take a look at a business. And yet, way back then, billion-dollar entities were being created with the Amways and Herbalifes and Mary Kays of the world. They could make that happen because in the end, we're in the exposure business. You get paid in direct response and directly related to the number of people that see a reasonable presentation. So if nobody sees the presentation, of course, you're not going to sign anybody up. If an enormous amount of people see a crappy presentation, you're still going to sign people up because there's people looking for opportunities. If an enormous amount of people look at an intelligent presentation, you can create tremendous wealth and really powerful momentum. And that's specifically what AI is focused on, which is it allows you to work wherever you are in the world and literally leverage yourself, because LEV AI makes it simple for entrepreneurs to launch and market and grow businesses. We don't have to have big sales teams. You don't have to have a lot of experience. The internet is growing at such a fast pace. Technology is growing at such a fast pace that we can now be in simultaneous places at the same time. It used to be I have to call Jason on the phone and I was here and he was there. And as long as I was trying on the phone, I could only call one person. But in today's world, you could text a number of people simultaneously. And in 10 minutes, if I stop this call and said, everybody start walking through your phone and send a short paragraph to 100 people, you could literally send a short paragraph to 100 people in under 10 minutes. I've done this exercise many times, and now your story is out there. And what happens when you do, if you sent it to 100 people in 10 minutes, without question, you'll get 15 or 20 people to get back with you today. And it took you 10 minutes. And so it would have taken a long time in the past to do that. But with LEV AI and with AI technology, you now can organize your time. You can post things around the clock. Your AI twin can respond to things around the clock in multiple languages, and you just have to learn the simple steps. So, when you had to get a cell phone the first time, you had to learn how to do passwords and open it up and send communication out. There's going to be an education. There's a learning curve that's really important for you to master. If you're on the call today and you're watching this recording, it's because you want to make more money. But if you're going to make more money, you have to have better skills in the world. Jim Rohn talks about for years, right? If you want to be better, you have to perform better, right? You have to don't knock on a couple doors, knock on a couple thousand, right? If you're going to get good at something, replicate the process over and over again. And so AI technology is going to continue to grow at a very high pace for the next 4, 5, 6 years. And so you have to decide for yourself if you're going to profit on this incredible trend and what does that mean for you. So when we share presentations, we're essentially trying to get people to pay attention to three things. First, AI is having a profound impact on your life. So when you're going to connect to people, I'm connecting to you, the message you want to connect is, how are you using AI right now? Like if you just sent a text message out to 20 people, it says, hey, I'm just curious. I'm out there. I've been researching, having a lot of fun with AI myself. How are you currently using AI right now? And have you found a way to use AI to make money? If that's your only text, and you send that out to 20 people today when you had breakfast, and 20 people tomorrow when you had your cereal, 20 people the next day when you're having your eggs. If all you did every single morning, your daily method of operation was asking people how AI was having an impact on your life, you'd have an unlimited flow of leads. So you might want to write that down in your notes. Second, we're going to talk about how everyone in the marketplace should be using AI. And so that's really, really important when you're talking to people. Make the point of letting people know that you're going to be using AI dozens of different ways in the near future. Just like you hold your cell phone up all day long. You know where your cell phone is almost all the time. It's not very far from you. That was not normal 20 years ago. In fact, a lot of people are like, well, why would you really need to take your phone with you? Or it's an annoyance. Literally, this is a walking computer. It's another brain that follows you around. And so AI not only follows you around in your phone, but it actually can communicate to you without your phone. It's actually able to do work on your behalf. And so you want to realize that everybody is going to use AI dozens of different ways. Even in the last couple months, you'll notice on television, AI is brought up all day long in commercials, all day long in football games, all day long on Netflix or on Amazon. Constantly, there's all these different things. When you open up Facebook, there's an AI version. When you open up Google, there's an AI version. When you open up iPhone, there's an AI version. And so there's thousands of different ways to use artificial intelligence in unique niches. And it's important for us not to get bothered by there's a lot of different ways to use it. Because what we want to focus on is the unprecedented opportunity to earn income educating people on their first love. Do you remember the first time you fell in love? Do you remember the first time you went to the big movie that made a big impact? It was Star Wars or something cool. The first time you went to a ball game, whatever the first time for a lot of people is, it's typically sort of romantic. It has a major impact. It's like that's how they learn something. I'll never forget being in, let's say, the Amway business in 1981. Like it was Amway selling soap, but they got it to say it was shopping without going home. And they taught people on how to where you could work 30 or 40 years for someone else or 2 to 5 years for yourself. I'll never forget it. I know the compensation plan today, 41 years later, 43 years later. Why? Because it was my first. Now, hundreds of millions of people in the next 12 months, hundreds of millions will start to use AI somewhere. And they're playing with it. Like I was having a conversation earlier today. We were talking about ChatGPT and like, oh, I use AI, I use ChatGPT. Like, no, 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 no. I mean, that's certainly like baby food, right? So yes, there's a free version of ChatGPT. But if that's all you're using, you're not really using AI. It's like your phone can send someone to the moon, but most people just take pictures and check their email, text messages. ChatGPT does a whole lot more, but you have to pay $20 or $50, get the enterprise version, and then you can really see what it does. It's insane. And so most AI products that have a free teaser have a product, there's a subscription that gives you way more processing power, way more capacity, way more storage. It actually trains you on how to do things. And so don't get sucked into, hey, AI's free everywhere. Yes, just like YouTube is free. You don't need to go to college, right? We could argue all day. You don't ever have to pay for a college degree because you have YouTube. I mean, YouTube's unbelievable. There's nothing you couldn't learn on YouTube or Khan Academy, which is a free college for anybody on the planet, right? That's available. But it's not about having something that's available for free. It's about having someone walk you through how you could be profitable using AI. Like, is it worth $50 or $100 to learn actually how to use AI to make $5,000 or $50,000 or $5 million? The answer is, of course. You have to pay for courses. And so, what we do and what we're focused on is we're implementing a business plan focused on entrepreneurs to use AI to make a profit. That's the distinction. Don't get caught up in there's tons of options. Yeah, there's this company and this company and this company. It doesn't matter. They're not going to build a community of 1 million customers and affiliates and trainers educating people step by step, paint by numbers, how to be profitable using AI. That's what LEV AI does. Leverage AI, not read AI, not try AI, not be curious about AI. Leverage AI. So AI is having a massive impact in our education. We need to think from the minds of billionaires. Mark Cuban the other day was incredible. He was like, hey, if my kids, I tell my kids all the time, which is what I tell my kids, but he was saying like, if you got in anything today, if there's any business at all to be involved in, he's like, you have to be all over AI. And he says the first place I would start would be teaching businesses and charging businesses how to implement AI in their business. Because there's hundreds of millions of businesses worldwide, tens of millions of businesses in America. They want to use AI, but they need someone to hold their hand, to bring them in and say, how do I use AI to bring in more customers? How do I post things better on a calendar? How do I do better texts? How do I have an automated follow-up? How can I talk to my customers more? How can I encourage more affiliates? How do I encourage more referrals? So if someone comes in and says, I'll charge you $1,000 or $2,000 to do that, there are enormous amount of businesses happy to do that because they just don't know how to do it. What do we do at Leverage AI? We're teaching solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, sales professionals, real estate agents, anyone who's involved in any sort of activity of promotion, how to be more efficient and more profitable. So the difference when people look at industries, the biggest minds in the world, they're like, well, how big is AI? Well, it's going to be 10 times bigger than the Industrial Revolution or 10 times more profitable or faster. So we have to get our piece of the economic pie, and that's why Lev AI makes such a unique difference. Is we don't need an expensive CMO or an agency or any tech skills. We have you, and we have an automated system. So I really want you to capture that our unique distinction is not that it exists, that we're going to mentor tens of millions of people in the next couple of years to be customers and be happy using the service we have. And we can do it for the price of a cup of coffee. Don't stop telling that story. For the price of a cup of coffee, some iced tea, a soda, a beverage, it doesn't matter. Just for a very small amount of money, we can absolutely create an irresistible offer and educate you beyond any product or service I've ever offered in 40 years. I've sold hundreds of millions of dollars in weight loss and skincare products and travel products, and you name it, crazy different things over a 40-year period of time. But what's interesting is everything I sold, people consume. They have to order it again, maybe, or typically they don't. But the point is, they get started on something, but they're not better forever. Like they might have used the product for 30 or 60 days 5 years ago, and they felt healthier 5 years ago, but they don't feel healthier today. We're offering knowledge, education, for $50. Are you kidding me? For $50 to $100 to get started, to get educated 30 days from now, everybody will be far more intelligent with AI technology. So we forever opened up their door that they'll now start to look at other technologies. Maybe they want to try Claude. Maybe they want to, try Leonardo. Maybe they want to try other different types of AI systems because we got them started down a track that made them profitable. And we do it by combining all these subscriptions and then creating a better value proposition. And what I'm excited because we're backed by a global company with core enterprises. I've known Terry, the owner of this company, for now 30 years. He was a successful distributor early on. Then he became an executive of a public company. He built companies around the world. I mean, he was in China doing 10 million a month before anybody could figure out how to be in China. He's built businesses all over the planet in 100 plus countries, all different currencies. They've done billions and billions of dollars in sales, and he's fully integrated. So our backbone, not the technology that the AI is on, but the backbone, the company, the operating company has tremendous resources, which is why we can scale worldwide. It's important if you're going to get started today, not just to get started with a startup, which is very risky. You have to have a company that has real resources, that can go deep, that can invest far in advance of where we're at. That's what we have with Lev AI. And so because he already has an infrastructure that's successful all over the planet with tens of millions of people and all these different entities and billions of sales, we can feel comfortable with what we have. And our founder, Blake, who got it started, I feel really comfortable. Why? Because Blake's been around the industry for a couple decades. His father's one of the most successful business entrepreneurs in all of direct selling. And Blake is an attorney. He speaks 3 different languages. He's opened up multiple businesses in direct selling worldwide. He knows to operate a company. He has ethics, and he saw an opportunity. And on behalf of everything we're about to do, it's important, number one, that the marketplace is massive. Venture capital companies invest billions of dollars when there's an opportunity to reach industries that have billions, hundreds of billions, or trillions of dollars behind it. And every major corporation on earth, every trillion-dollar company, every CEO of any Fortune 5,000 company knows they have to invest money in AI. We're in the right place at the right time, and we're taking it to the entrepreneur. There are more entrepreneurs in the world than they are small businesses. And so right here in our country, literally we have 70, 80 million entrepreneurs that need to leverage AI in some capacity. Tens of millions of businesses right here in the United States. Hundreds of millions around the world, and 1 billion people looking to make money online. Like TikTok alone has 1 billion plus people. Virtually everybody on TikTok wants to make money. There are tens of millions of people sitting there on YouTube making money. Tens of millions of people on Instagram that want to make money. All of these platforms are solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and people that are influencers that can reach thousands of people each. and they all want to be more productive. So our moment in time is here. And a few years from now, when we look back and we have 10 million customers, we'll be like, man, it was so exciting to be in a couple weeks before launch. It was so exciting to be one of the very first customers on earth. We came a long way. And a few years from now, you'll say, I'm glad I did, or I wish I would have. So let's get started. The onboarding. It's really important to get plugged in to company communication. There's a lot of communication that's involved here. The company has some. This is team communication. There's social communication, like communicating things online, and back office. So when you get started, of course, the person that brought you here, you're on this call, so you're already probably an affiliate, which is exciting, but you log into your back office. And in your back office, you have your own profile. You're going to want to go in your back office and take a look. Now, if you have a team, you're going to see some people on your team, and there's a lot of reports that will be created, and you can begin to communicate with people back there as well. But one of the most important things is to make sure you update your profile. Make sure the address is correct. Your pictures information is in there, like your team name. Like, don't get stuck with a LEV AI where it says, get LEV AI /1236897. Don't get stuck with your number. You can go in the back office and you can adjust your number to be a cool word. It can be your name. It could be the name of Texas. Get AI, AI dot com. It's like / get started, or happy person, or be smarter. Like, create something that's really simple to share with people. You can do that in your back end profile. Also connect on our social media. So we're connected in all the different places that make sense. And so you'll have access to watch this later. But the point is, go online and start to follow things, because leaders are readers and you want the information. We have a sizzle video. It's 90 seconds long. Take a look at it. Watch it a couple times. It's very good. So when you send text messages to people and you want to get their attention, or you ask them, hey, would you like more information? You want to send them these little 90-second teasers, like a 5-minute overview or one of the 25-minute presentations. The point is, you want to be familiar with the tools. There's multiple language support in the back office. We handle lots of different languages to ask questions, and we'll do that worldwide. So no matter where you're watching this around the world, we can support you. Already there's about 10 different languages. You go onto your platform, you find the little flag at the bottom corner, you can change your language. I sent something to some people in Thailand today. I just changed it to Thai. I told them what to do and change it when they get there. If you know someone's from another country, then adjust your own website and send it in their language if you know they're going to watch it in the next 10 minutes. Like, make things easy on people. We have the support. Start to get motivated on how you can use AI and start to play with other companies, other sites. Not just the LEV AI, but just be curious. I don't know if you're a Ted Lasso fan. I love Ted Lasso, but when he talks about, judging others, don't be judgmental. Be curious. Hey, let's be AI curious. Let's have some fun. Let's learn some new things and let's apply them. I'm playing with AI all the time. I make funny cartoons, or I make videos, or I play with images. I mess with my own face. Like, just start to have a good time learning something new. And as you fall in love with what's possible, you're going to be better at sharing the story. So again, get out there and play with things. And as we roll out our own sort of AI twin, if you want to use yourself, you can do that. If you don't, then you can use the library that we have. Be in daily action. So as a leader, you want to be in purposeful and balance. Every single day, you should be introducing people to others. And so that's what I like to do. I like to tell people you want to introduce people to other people. And so what you do that is when you start talking with people online, you want to be talking to 5 people a day, 10 people a day. I like to say 10 in play and 3 today. And so if you're at the very least, you should send out 10 communications, get 3 people to make a decision that they're interested or not. So try to get 10 people to watch something. Hey, I want to send something. Do you have 5 or 10 minutes? Would you watch something if I send it to you about AI? If you're purposeful and balanced, you stay on that for 30 days. You'll have hundreds of exposures, and I'll show you the outcome. So again, 10 in play and 3 today, which basically means get out there and play with things. And as you fall in love with what's possible, you're going to be better at sharing the story. So again, get out there and play with things. And Introduce 10 people every single day. It usually takes less than 5 minutes. You just text those things out. Get 3 people to watch the story and say yes, no, or tell me more. It doesn't matter whether they say yes, no, or tell me more. It matters you get 3 people talking with you. See, business is about conversations. So if you get them started, they'll get going. And then just repetition wins over time. Your focus is this. You want to create a story. So you want to be a member of the High Five Club, 5 wide, 5 deep. You want to build your team right away as quickly as possible. Get 5 people in action. And then you're going to know that's successful when there's 5 levels deep under all 5. That's what I say is a High Five Club. Now, you might enroll 5, but if you enroll 5 people that stare at each other, that's not going to help you a whole lot. We need 5 people in action. People that are going to share the story with people that share the story with people that share the story. So the High Five Club is go 5 wide and 5 deep. That creates some security for you because somewhere down in those 4 or 5 levels, somebody's going to get excited and turned on and build something special. So it's the first goal. 5 wide, 5 deep, just work with people till you're 5 deep. Because the first 5 people you bring up, if they're 4 more levels deep, they're going to be motivated. They're excited. They're like, wow, there's a team building. It's not just me, it's working. Other people are signing people up too. High Five Club, you can all do it, teach it, train it. 2020 vision, 20 wide, 5 deep. Now this is a whole different ball game. I'm talking about what difference it makes to your money. But here's the thing, 20 wide, 5 deep, 2020 vision. Do you see it? Imagine if you had 20 people that enrolled 20 people. That would be powerful, right? You have 400 on your second level. But even if you enroll 20 people and 5 of them, your High Five Club members, they enroll 20 people, you're going to have 100 new affiliates on level 2. Boy, I can tell you after years of being in direct selling, having 100 people on your second level, there's some exciting things about to happen for you. So one of the exciting things we have is what? Acquisition bonuses. So when you bring someone in on those first 5, you make 50%. So if all of a sudden you're selling something for $50 and you make 25, that's exciting. If you sell it for 100, you make 50. It's exciting. But it doesn't stop there because you get paid ongoing. You could build a very, very profitable business just acquiring customers and affiliates. I mean, if you had 20 people that are on the services every month, it's exciting you got paid each and every month, but you're getting 20% on that. So all of a sudden, if you had people at $100 a month, you're going to make $400 a month just on people being customers, let alone their group. That's just the ongoing commission on people using the service. It's very lucrative. There are people in here in the company that have already signed up 100, 150, 200, 300 personal people that have said, yeah, I want more information. I'm leaning in. I'd like to be a customer, or I'm curious about it. And so that will just continue. At some point in time, mark my words, in the next year, there'll be people with 1,000 personal customers because you can go online as an influencer and reach hundreds of thousands of people and get people to try. So what's the business model? Not just getting 5, but I want you now to shift. It isn't about you. It's not about your 5. Each person isn't just one person. You need to think of each affiliate in your High Five Club. Consider that person's activity as if they're doing $500 to $1,000 a month in customer volume each. So like now it's not one person, it's $1,000 in volume. So if you have 5 people that bring in 25 people and they have some customers, like 10 customers, you have 300 customers. You have a big business, even though you only have 30 people. Why? Because we're going to bring on millions of customers. So I want you to think of a satisfied person, someone who's retaining the information, that's using the services. They could do $1,000 a month for you because they're going to have reoccurring customers. It's not about making the first sale. It's about maintaining and keeping retention so people order and order again. If you buy something for $50 and it's making you $300 a month, if you're making $1,000 a month more in your business, whatever variable you have, you're going to keep paying $50 a month. The reason people pay $14 or, for Amazon every month, they're paying $200 a year now. They started off at $49, then $79, then $100. Now it's up to almost $200 a year is because it's worth it. People are happy to pay $14, $15 a month or whatever service they're buying Because they're getting something of greater value. Your customer base here is going to be extraordinary. It's going to be one of the largest customer bases direct selling has ever seen. So now let's relate that $50, that $500, that $1,000 into building a team and ranking up. So we have all these ranks. And so you can see 250 in sales, 500, 1,000, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20. So I talk about 500 to 1,000 because I want you to think about being a mentor partner. So you have 3 teams doing $1,000 in business. To me, it's the first real solid building block of the company because in order to get a team that's generating 1,000 in sales, there's probably 10 to 20 customers underneath there. So you want to have 3 people that have 10 or 20 customers. And by doing that, you're a mentor partner in the plan. You've ranked up 3 times and it opens up a lot for you because now you have a significant business to protect and it's going to help advance you all the way through the plan. So let's talk about this. Advance yourself based on your teams. 3 teams with 10 or 20 customers generates 500 to 1,000 in sales. That's the foundation. The next step, 4 teams that generate 40 to 80 customers. Now that team goes from doing 1,000 in sales, they're doing 2,500 to 5,000. Now, why does that matter? It matters that there's 4 because now you can move up to director and you can get paid deeper in the plan. You can begin to get matching bonuses and infinity bonuses. And how do you do that? You help people build their building blocks. And so by building 4 teams, it's exciting because now you have significant sales and your income is going to go through a huge jump because instead of getting paid 20% 444, you're getting that again 5th level of commission, which is exciting, but that's a big level. And you're getting matching bonuses now on your business and you're opening up unlimited depth bonuses. So getting to director is really, really critical, but just help 3 people build teams of like 10 and 20 and then duplicate that to get there. And then lastly, 5 teams of 200 to 400 customers. So again, this is affiliates, customers. It'll take between 200 and 400 customers per team to have $10,000 to $20,000 in sales. Some will do $50, some will do $100, some will do nothing, right? So the balance of 50s and zeros and 100 is going to be somewhere around 200 to 400 customers. It's a very small business, but what's exciting is now it's stable, it's super productive. Now you have 5 teams generating $20,000 a month in sales, which is exciting. You can get the top tier of the plan. You have multiple levels of matching bonus, multiple levels of building your business, multiple levels of infinity. So here's how that looks. You're going to duplicate your structure like I talked about. So it's you enrolling 5 or you enrolling 20. If you're on today's presentation before we even launch, the only way you can think about this is 2020 vision. Like you have to think you have to enroll 20. You're like, why? Because you want to set the pace. If you enroll 5, you'll get 25, you'll get 125, you get 625. That's one thing. But if you enroll 20, and let's say 10 of those people go on and enroll 20, you're going to have 200 on your second level. If half of those people do the same thing again and they enroll 20, so 100 people enroll 20, you have 2,000 on your third level. If, again, half of those people do the same thing, you have 20,000 customers. So you have to think about the fact that you're going to grow and rank up and advance successful customer creators, happy customers. AI is like the biggest bucket I've ever seen in 40 years. You have millions and millions of impressions every day telling people, get AI, try AI, find out AI, leverage AI. Everything's out there telling everybody you know to find the first AI product you can get and use it. And here we show up with an opportunity that says, hey, we can introduce this worldwide. So you're going to be able to enroll 20 people and you're going to find 10 people that can find 20 people. And that's sort of the mindset, the 2020 mindset. So you can compress all these extra customers high up in your chain. And why is that going to matter? Because you're going to get paid more deeper in the organization. So as you grow, now as you get paid mentor partner, director, so on and so on, you're getting paid a lot deeper. Now we're getting paid on dollars, not, BVCV. I spent my entire life in BVCV. Way back in the day when I got started, there'd be items that were, let's say, $20 that would have 4 BV, or $20 that had 8 BV. And then some products had $20 and maybe they were 15 BV. But we're talking about a company here where it's $50 and it's 50 BV, essentially, business volume. You're getting paid commission on dollars in the door. You're getting paid overrides on dollars in the door. You're getting paid matching bonus on dollars in the door. So that's exciting. It's a much more profitable plan, and it allows you to take action. Now, if anybody has not done something in between, then that inactive person, the company compresses the volume and pays it up line to you so you can get this. The same thing happens with check matching. So now, if you do you want to have 5 check matches, or do you want to have 20 check matches, or do you want to have 50 check matches, or 100 check matches? You can have thousands. So if you build a team with 20/20 vision, you have 20 personals. Now, on your second level, you might have 100 or 200 check matches on level 2, or 1,000 on level 3. I mean, now we brought in over 30,000 people that said, raise their hand, said, I'd like to buy this product. I'm curious about the product. I'm interested in the product. Well, that means these are people that want to make money. That means there's tens of thousands of people that could potentially be check matches for other people on their teams. That can be your team in the future. We're just getting started. There's every single person that's on this, watching this wherever. You can have 5,000 people on your team. You can have 10,000, 25,000. I mean, if somebody already has 30,000 in 1 month, you certainly can do it in 6 months or a year or 2 years, doesn't matter. So customers will be everywhere. Check match is going to pay deep, and it's going to pay very, very well. The same thing happens with the infinity bonus. This happens at director. Again, you want to get $2,500 a month in sales as a director. So when you have 4 teams that are generating 2,500, which is about 40 to 80 customers in those teams, you now get an infinity of 1% to the bottom of your genealogy. So what's exciting is it starts working in your system. You're getting 4, 4, 4, 4. Now you're getting 1. You can get paid 8 levels, 9 levels, 10, 100 levels. If there's no other director there, you're going to get paid very, very deep in the compensation plan. I look at my genealogy now. I'm like, oh, I have people 13 levels down or whatever in the genealogy. Well, that's exciting because now there's infinity bonus. There's something to chase. As you go up in the compensation plan, you can get paid 2, 3, and 4 levels. And what happens is it looks for the same level. So 1% of directors, or 1%, 1% on innovative directors. So it's going to allow you to compress, dozens of levels, even hundreds of levels in some cases. And the person that brought you on here can get in more in depth. There's a document in the back office that has the compensation plan. The point is, if you do a little, you get paid a little. If you do a lot, you get paid a lot, right? So that's how comp plans work. So do a lot and just have that 20/20 vision. In your back office, you can bring a lot of people in and you can move them around. There's a placement tool. So now if you go into your back office, it allows you, if you had 10 people on your front line, to move people if you wanted to help people build teams. Watch the video. There's a video in the resources section that shows you how to use the tool, how you can place somebody and move someone in the system. Now, a lot of people have just been playing with it the last couple days, but they didn't watch the video. Watch the video, and then you'll find it very, very simple and follow the instructions. So it doesn't matter if you have less than 5 people, and you don't need to move people just because you have 5. You might bring in 10 or 15 people and wait until you have 4 or 5 people that are active. And then now maybe you start to move people, reward people for being productive. Maybe you would want to advance them quicker in the compensation plan so that they get 1,000 in sales or 2,500 so you can accomplish your goals. This is one of those plans where it's good to enroll as many people as you can, but you want to reward active people that are going to advance in the plan, because if they get up to 2,500 or 5,000 or 10,000 in sales, you're going to be able to rank up and get more matching bonuses, get more in depth, and then more infinity bonuses. Now, once you've accomplished and you've gone all the way up the scale at the level you want, if you want to go as wide as possible, you certainly could. But my philosophy has always been help people that are ready to take action. If you're a doer and you're active and you have people that are doers and actives, reward that activity. Some people are really good at recruiting. Some people are not. Some people are more shy. But as this tool gets better and better, you'll all be strong at recruiting. Now you want to reward people and sort of blend personalities, or sometimes maybe geography, because you know people are in a certain part of the world. I'm about to travel to Thailand and let's say Singapore and other places. I'll enroll people when I'm in that area. I'll probably place people underneath the best leader I can find in that area so they can all work together because they live there and I live here. But you can have your own philosophy and talk to your own upline leader, talk about what might be best based on your current structure, right? So when you build a business, be curious to learn. As I said, be curious, constantly trying new things, and then study what works. Study affiliate patterns. The people that are enrolling the most people are simply sending the most daily messages. And most of them are sending the messages in a compressed 10 to 30-minute time every day. So if you went on your Facebook page, you could go in here, you could look at your contacts. You have 500 or 1,000 or a couple thousand people in there. And you could just either wait for all the birthdays every day and send a happy birthday to everybody. Say, happy birthday, Delilah. Happy birthday, Ralph. You know, we haven't chatted in a while. Let's catch up. Love to know what you're up to. Let's schedule something this week. You could say that every single day to probably 8 or 10 people. And you could also just text 20 people every single day. Say, we haven't chatted in a while. Let's connect. I ran into a really cool project. Love to get your opinion on it. Love to get your experience. I'd love to see how you're using AI in the world and have me, have you share your thoughts about what I'm doing. It doesn't really matter so much what you say, as long as you're just connecting and creating a conversation every day, and then let the conversation take its course and introduce them. Don't think that you can send necessarily link to everybody that says, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, and everyone's going to watch all three of those things and contact you. Some people will. It's been my experience that if the message is a little bit more personal and you suggest that you talk today, let's talk in the next couple hours, or today or tomorrow, what's best for you. If you try to more pin it down to have a conversation in a compressed period of time, you get more people to respond than just blasting out and spamming out a message to, let's say, 200 people that just hopes that they watch it. It'll still work if you send something out to 100 people, no question about it. But I'm saying your law of averages is going to improve if it's a little bit more personal. So study winning habits and then get people to fill out the application as quickly as possible, and then start watching everything. People don't have to watch an hour-long presentation to say yes to taking a look. So for a lot of people, they're just like, hey, take a look, watch a short video, log in, and hey, sign up and be one of the first people to get it. And then I will send you a link to a presentation you can watch today or tomorrow. Like, if you don't have to force people into watching a presentation tonight or the next hour, get people to the application. Just ask them to fill it out and then be one of the first people to take a look and get started. And then if they want more information, give them more information. You'll find just a lot of people will just sign up without actually putting a lot of energy into it. And then when they have time the next couple of days, they might get into it, which is perfectly fine. It doesn't matter which order people get started. Let's just get them started. We're going to be paying people all over America in our own pay wallet. So it's like I pay out, but worldwide, PayPal is supported. So the people in India and other parts of the world, we will be paying them with PayPal. And then people can sign up. If you wanted to buy and get started with us, you can use PayPal around the world to also sign up. So there's a lot of different credit card systems all over the planet. So not only can people use their local credit cards, but they're going to be able to pay and become a customer with PayPal, and they're going to be able to pay with crypto as well. It's not set up yet, but I just want you to know that we can support all different types of pay around the world in this particular business. So I covered a lot, obviously, bouncing through a lot of this information today, but I wanted you to absolutely get a sense of the compensation plan, our unique moment in time. And now, of course, I want to get a drink and and open it up for any questions or comments. Jason, you might just jump in, say a couple things, and then field any questions after that long monologue I provided the
Hey,
world.
Scott, I think that was outstanding, and that was an incredible presentation. I would have had probably 3 or 4 drinks in that amount of time, but you did a great job. You can stop your share so we can open up, and if you get everyone to jump on and turn your cameras on so you can
Okay.
see who's on here. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
Scott, thank you for sharing. Most importantly, one of the big questions is how much more time do we have in this free enrollment, to really have this momentum is going incredible. What you have any insight on that?
Yeah. So my experience, based on the questions I've been asking, and I'm talking with management of the company, inside of 2 weeks, could be a week. I don't think it would be a week based on what I think I know, but I'm not in charge, right? So if they feel they're comfortable to get out, they're comfortable to get out. I know that communication's critical, and the company would rather, slow as fast when it comes to communication. So let's just make sure the messaging when people get started works, the follow up, all the things they're working on, the videos. So based on that, I think it's going to be closer to 2 weeks. That like let's say 10 days to 2 weeks, something like that. Today's
Okay.
whatever the 13th, so maybe 23rd is what today 13th, yeah, so maybe the
13th, sorry.
23rd to 25th. I mean, I think that they'll definitely do it before the end of the month. I think they want to allow people to buy it and use the services, get compensation. I'm sure that they want to run the compensation plan at the end of the month and probably pay everybody. So all of those things are in their thoughts, but that would be the timeline at this point.
Next question I have, and if you do have any questions, just please put them in the chat, or you can just raise your hand and with the little emoji, and that'll be great. I'll call on you. A
Yep.
second question is, Scott, in the back office, when you're talking about placement, it has a countdown like 4 days. Is that accurate, or is there more time on that? Do you know
Oh,
insights on that?
interesting. So, all right. Well, that I
It was
don't
four
know
days
the answer.
yesterday. I
So
haven't
so
looked at
here's
it
how it's
today.
supposed to work.
Okay.
So that it used to just say sort of final day or something or no time. So I didn't realize it changed to it says 4 days. Now, the fact that it says 4 days just means that the company wants people to be aware to do something, like take action, move some stuff, right? So my belief is when people sign up in the future, it's going to have a timeline of 2, 3, 4 days, whatever that variable is. And so if you brought a new person in today, it will say you can move this person up to 4 days. Right now, it's open because some people sign up a lot of people, and they're just letting them know, let's start moving all that stuff. Maybe it gets to 4 days, and they add a few more. That would be my guess at this point. And I think
Okay.
that I don't think anything will launch before Blake having a weekly call next week. So let's say he does a call Wednesday or Thursday. I think he'll give everybody a couple days heads up after whatever that call is. So in the future, we'll have a countdown, but I don't think it's 100% accurate now. But I do think people need to be thinking about it.
Okay, so start working on your structure.
Yeah,
We suggest
yeah,
5 to 7 legs.
yeah,
I like the 20. I think I'm going to move my goal to 20, 2020.
yeah.
That's good. Thank you, Luke, for answering the questions in the chat. Joseph was asking, how do I log into my back office? And you would go to your link and then hit the hit the login button. And with your username and password, your
Yeah,
username
yeah,
would
you
be
can
your
just go to
email.
getlevai.ai and then it should capture whatever password you put in previously. A lot of people signed up and hadn't visited their back office since they signed up. So
Okay, perfect. Excellent. Excellent. Any other questions or comments that anybody would have right now? We covered a lot of information, and we did record this, and we do have a messenger group on Facebook. If you're not on that, please get with the person who invited you so they can invite you onto that. And so that's one of our best communication channels
Yes, I
that
have a
we have
question.
as a team.
Okay, I have one also.
Okay,
I,
go ahead, Mark. I think you were first. Go ahead, Mark.
okay, quick question. So some folks will be coming in on the $50 subscription. Are they able to upgrade, and how would they do that?
yeah, so it'll be obvious. So yeah, some people will start in, they'll test it and use the $50, and then yeah, there'll be a button if they want to upgrade and get all the additional services. Yeah, 100, it'll be there, and the company will do its part to upgrade people too. It'll send communication like, probably at the end of 30 days, like, hey, if you enjoyed this, you want to upgrade, here's what to do. For people that have multiple businesses, they're going to do that. So some people will just try it because they want to use it for themselves. They don't have a business. Other people might have 2 or 3 businesses, and so if they pay for the pro version, then they can, they can use it for more business entities, sort of like an enterprise subscription. If you buy subscriptions for AI services or anything else, you'll notice that you can buy a license for one person, or you can buy it for 5 people or a whole office, and that's how they charge people.
Okay. Luke has raised his hand. Luke, oh no, there was another lady that mentioned before. I heard a voice.
Yeah.
Okay, sir, there you go.
Yeah, I just have one question. So, say for instance, I have Chat GPT already, and I join in the company, and go into the form, can I log into my ChatGPT or am I starting over with the program?
Okay, so they're totally two different things. So ChatGPT on its own is its own. Think of ChatGPT as just a generic AI. Like, it's a user friendly kindergarten version of AI. So ChatGPT, has a lot of functions, but it isn't connected to your business. It isn't really focused on entrepreneurial activities. You can ask it anything you want, and it will create all sorts of different things. And if you pay the $20, for instance, I pay $20 on ChatGPT, then you can now create folders and projects, and it follows and tracks your history. Our system isn't connected to ChatGPT. So you can still have ChatGPT. It's focused on business processes. So you would come to ours if you wanted to manage your social media, calendar, if you wanted to create a website, if you wanted to create a funnel pages, if you wanted to automatically contact your customers for you, create an AI twin. Those are things that ChatGPT doesn't do. ChatGPT is more like a really good encyclopedia. It has access to world information, can gather that information for you and organize that information. But at that point, you have to kind of do something with it. Like ChatGPT on its own doesn't do everything you want. It creates something and then you import that to something else to create what you want. And so, ours is more focused on the individual entrepreneur to make more sales, drive more business and customers.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Luke, we'll turn it over to you.
I just want to confirm something from my conversation with Scott the other day, and I think this is really exciting. In other businesses I've been in, you could only earn at the level you come in at. But what we have here is, even if somebody joins at the $50 level and they enroll somebody at the $100 level, you're still making 50% of that higher level, even though you're personally not at that level. Isn't that right, Scott?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
That is great point. I did not know that, Luke. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay. Everyone, great. I know it's Saturday afternoon and we're hitting that hour mark. So any other questions, or we'll wrap this up and we'll get this posted up on Scott's YouTube channel, and we'll get that link in the messenger. But if there's any other questions, if not, we will have everybody say goodbye. We good, everybody? All right. Thank you for joining us, Scott. Thanks for a great presentation.
Yep.
Outstanding team. We're going to start a weekly call. We're just going to get with the leaders to find out what the best is. We're thinking about Saturday. We're thinking about Saturday morning, just to make it a little bit better, keep it around, 40 minutes at the max. And we're going to actually start weekly presentations with Scott for our team, just so we can develop the team. And it's really about just developing the relationships and everybody getting to know each other and supporting everyone as we grow and achieve our goals. So we're going to build a massive team with that.
Wait, but did you go through the chat questions on the chat?
I haven't seen any coming up. Yeah, I've been reading them.
Oh, okay.
I think we've got them all answered.
Oh, hey, I do think that I do want to bring something else up before we shut down.
Okay.
I think that's a really important one too. You're going to constantly get inundated with, you can do this for free. I think it's a really important thing you have to understand. Like, the number one thing people are going to hit you with, a lot of times it was, oh, I don't have enough time, I don't have the money, and blah, blah, blah. Those are common objections in direct selling. The most common one you're going to get is, I can do a lot of stuff for free. And I think it's really important you get comfortable with, no, you can't. You really can't, the way you think. Like I just said early on at the very beginning, there's a lot of things that are available for free on YouTube and in the world. Everything has something for free. But this is really important, we're uniquely focused on entrepreneurs, influencers, sales professionals to build their brands and businesses. And those aren't free. That's unique. That's what's different here. So you can obviously work out for free. If you can work out for free and watch a video, why would anybody go have a personal trainer at a gym? Why? Well, it makes no sense, because they're going to do a better job at getting you results. And when you're working with us, you have accountability and you have team mentoring and you have a community that's going to help you along the way. So all of the free models out there, they don't have a community that's going to personally help you and take a personal interest in your success story. And that's the leverage. That's the leverage part of LEV AI. And so I really want people to recognize how important that is.
That is, Scott. I'll just add on top of that. One, we're going to really focus in on this team on doing trainings and showing how real estate agents to use this tool.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's a mortgage agent, and I called him up, said, "Hey, are you using AI to expand your mortgage business?" "No, but I'm open to it." And the
Yeah.
reason he was open to it, because he was at a conference with the second largest mortgage company in the nation. They do 50% of all the mortgages. And that guy was up on stage saying, "Listen, everybody, within 2 years, half of your jobs are going to be replaced with AI.
Yeah.
So start using AI." And so he was very open. But we're going to be teaching you the different sections so we can go after those 33 million people and get those customers. And just
Yeah.
on the cost factor, when I was first exposed to it, I've just turned it off, $180 a month for lead generation for LinkedIn, automated lead generation AI, $29 for a CRM, and then $20 for my chat GPT. So that's about $220 I was spending right there. And I'm going to be able to cut that in half with this platform. So
Yeah.
the value is there, but
Yeah.
I think it's really just learning. And the more important is the teaching and the coaching that this team is going to give everybody that you bring on. I think that's a critical part of this team. So wanted just to highlight that. All right. Layla, any closing statements you want to say to the team, or are we wrapping?
No, I mean, I would agree with everybody. I use AI all the time. I'm an AI mastermind, and even one of the tools that I wanted to use for making videos was $230 a month. So just
Wow.
that alone. So these tools add up. And then the other thing you have to remember is if you're using any other AI platforms out there, that you can use certain amount for free, but then you get charged credits. And you run out of credits, and then if you run out of credits with it, what are they going to hit you up with? It's like, oh, you need to upgrade and pay more, right? So people aren't thinking about that. You're not going to run out of credits here either. So you pick a subscription, and you stick with it.
Okay.
Oh,
Luke, did you raise your?
I think Mark had a question, didn't
No,
you?
was it Luke? Somebody raised their hand. Luke or Mark?
Mark did. Mark did too.
Okay, Luke, go ahead, and then we'll go to Mark.
Well, since Layla brought that up, I wanted to say I had the same exact experience. I use Chat GPT, the paid version. I squeeze every ounce of everything I can out of it for my business, and it's great. But months ago, I was looking for more tools like an AI avatar tool, an AI video generator, and I found a couple I really loved. But one was like about $200 a month. Another one was $180 a month. I gave up on that. So the fact that we have these tools in one place for $50 or $100 a month is a mind blower.
It is.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Mark. We'll close with you. Did you have a question, or anybody else? Okay.
Mark Jackson, you're good. Okay. Okay.
All right, everybody. Thank you. We'll get this posted, and we'll see you very soon. Take advantage of the free enrollments. Let's get texting. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.